And you guys, just FYI, my kids are still awake, so if they come in here, real mom life, but whatever, they've been good today. So, if y'all don't know Ashley McClellan, please go seriously. If you want some raw and realness and no BS, that's who you're gonna get. It's so funny because her and I are actually B brand ambassadors together, and she's legit like my spirit animal, but super easy to talk to. But her transformation in the way that her journey has just transpired with coaching and her own journey has just been amazing. She's a 7-star coach, 3-time elite, 69 consecutive months in Success Club, and wife and mom of 2. If you guys are just now jumping on, she actually inspired me to do 75 hard. And she probably didn't know that, but
did you find it?
Allie, put here. Never mind, I got it. But it just comes to show you guys, we don't have to be on the same team. We've never met each other and could probably talk all day long. And I'm just inspired by the hard things that she has done, the struggles that she has been through, but she's never given up, and she's standing here like today, bossing it up. So I'm going to go ahead and just introduce Ashley, and she's going to not only bring the fire, but hopefully level y'all up a little bit, because if you haven't ever jumped on her power hours, please do it. She is no BS and straight to the point. So Ashley, the floor is yours.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. And seriously, I'm in the midst of real mom life too. So husband and oldest are at ballet. Youngest is playing. So she's going to pop in here. Hopefully the dog doesn't start barking.
Which one you want?
Great. And he's just going to be really loud. So
in your room?
Okay. So, my stat elite and 7-star. Can you hear me? There we go. Okay. 3-time elite, 7-star, 67, 69. I don't know. All the months in Success Club. I feel like that sounds like a different person, because I remember being the girl who went my first 6 weeks that I couldn't get a single person to buy anything. And that I couldn't even go Emerald. Nothing. I couldn't get my mom to join me. My sister had been a coach 3 times and I couldn't get her to sign up. Nobody would sign up. And that I had no Instagram and I had no following and I had whatever. And then figured out some things. We're going to talk about that. And went from nobody to diamond 6 weeks later, because I figured out a couple things. And then kind of got complacent and kind of sat there for a while. And I was the girl who took me a year to go from diamond to 1-star. And I wanted to be elite. I was annoyed AF that I was only 1-star. And then it took me another year to go from 1-star to 2-star, because we went into 2-star qual and fell out. And it took me a year to get it back. And I felt like a failure that we went into qual and fell out. And then I had some massive breakthroughs again. And when I went 2-star, I had literally my only emeralds underneath me were my sister, who happened to be a diamond, and my husband, who also happened to be a diamond. Literally, those were my only emeralds. I had no other builders. So there was no and the people are on the horizon. No, there was nothing. And I had bare bones volume. I was hitting Success Club on the last day of the month. It was usually because I was calling a family member and trying to get someone to do me a solid. And holding my rank every Wednesday was feel like I'm going to throw up, stressed to the wire, horrendous situation. And all the things shifted. Again, we're going to talk about that. And went from very stuck, very struggling, very much hating this 2-star to elite top 100 7 months later. And then felt on top of the world, started getting into all these great, grand, glorious test groups. And I got to help create Transform 20 and got to help create MM100 and walked the stage at Summit 2019 as an elite coach and guest spoke on stage by myself at Josh Coates' pre-summit transformation situation, and was like, dude, I'm the greatest person ever. My husband quit his job so that he could come home and support me while we're a full-time Beachbody family. We went 7-star. We locked 2-time elite. And then one of my diamonds got a burr up her butt, decided she wanted to not only quit, she was going to take my whole team with her. One-on-one messaged every single coach in my team. I woke up the next day to 45 coach cancellations. And within a week, went from 7-star to 1-star. And there went everything in my weak leg. And my income became like a third of what I had been making. There goes all my bonuses. And my husband had just quit his job. And then 2020 happened. And so it's not like he could go get a job because there were like no jobs because the world was like losing their minds. And, you know, here's me still showing up on social media and, oh shit, the scale's going up and I'm not losing weight and I'm supposed to be proof these products work and I can't stop eating Ben and Jerry's because my life's falling apart. And yet, remember how we started this? 7-star, 3-time elite, Success Club 70 months in a row. And I had to like, dude, what am I going to do? Like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And figured out a couple little things. Again, pulled myself out of the funk. We ended last year elite. As of right now, we are number 53 in the network. I've never been that high ever. And my team is on freaking fire. And that it's all coming from the littlest little tweaks. So we're going to talk about the tweaks. Okay, you ready? Let's talk about the tweaks. Okay, let's talk about the tweaks. So, and there goes the dog. Oh, I hope you guys, hopefully if she comes up here, he'll stop. Maybe. That's going to distract the crap out of me. Okay, so let's talk about the tweaks. And now Emma needs me. What's up, babe? You got to talk so fast. Mom's doing a call. Okay, go to the bathroom and I'll come wipe your bum in just a sec, okay? No, I won't, because you know how to do it by yourself. I'm going to tell you I will so that you'll actually go do it by yourself. Having 3-year-olds is great. Okay, so thing number 1 I tweaked. You cannot have a goal of, what? I just love you too. Thank you. Oh, you want to say I love you to my computer? Okay, say I love you. Love you. Okay, thanks. Okay, so okay. Oh my gosh, guys, I'm so sorry. Mom life is real. You cannot have a Beachbody word for your goal. So your goal cannot be, I want to go Emerald. I want to hit Success Club 6. I want to be a diamond. I want to be elite. I want to be 15-star. Like that's your I want is not a Beachbody word. Okay? Okay, go get some. And this should be a word that your children understand. Your want is a word your spouse understands. It is a word that your best friend, that your mom, that your sister, who is not a Beachbody coach, understands. Okay? That is a why. It is also something that's not vague. Lame, vague goals lead to a lame, vague life. So this is not, I want financial freedom. I want to remove financial stress from my husband. Okay, so you made 12 cents today. Congrats, you made a cycle bonus. You made $14 on that cycle bonus. Good job. You relieved financial stress from your husband. Like, what does that actually mean? What does it mean? How will you know you hit it? Like what? We need some tangible things that you care about, okay? When I signed up, that I was like, yeah, I maybe kind of sort of someday probably would be crazy if I could make $500. Insert all the income disclaimers on this. Beachbody does not guarantee the level of income. Each coach's income is dependent on their diligence, skill, level, work hard, whatever, okay? So I wanted to make $500 because I did this transcription job thing and I hated it with my whole soul. And I did it while my oldest napped and I had to be in a soundproof room with these soundproof headphones and it took me about 2 hours minimum per day to transcribe. And if there was mandatory overtime, I had to get on at night and that was my only time with my husband. But we needed this $400. Okay, go poop, babe. We needed this $400 in order to make life work. Like we could not afford formula and diapers and just life. Like we needed this $400 and I would literally cry before I would go transcribe because I hated it. I lived for Fridays. I hated Mondays. And it was this like guaranteed job. All these people post all over the internet all the time. I'm looking for stay-home jobs that are no MLMs, please. And I need guaranteed money. I was that girl. And I cried every day because I hated it with my whole soul. It was horrible, but it was guaranteed money. And okay, go flush the toilet, babe. Oh my gosh. No, babe, you're fine, okay? Oh my gosh. Hold on. She's not going to stop yelling. Hold on.
And this is real life, and I love it, and that's why I love her, y'all. So, how's everybody doing? No, she literally has had like the longest day ever, but it's fine. Oh, everybody's so quiet. Well, y'all are all muted, but it's fine. It's just scary. There's.
Oh my gosh. Okay. And now she's freaking out about something else. This is great. Okay. So, had to have this transcription job, hated it, whatever. So I made $400 a month with transcription. I had experience with Beachbody. I loved our workouts. Ain't got time for this $130 bag of crap. Like, I'm not spending money on that. That's stupid. And so, and I'd tried coaching before. I was in a horrible team, whatever. So this was potential second time as a coach when I was debating signing up. And so I messaged who would become my coach and said, I'm thinking about doing this. In all seriousness, how realistic would it be for me to make $500? Because $400 to replace my transcription job and then $100 for that stupid protein. And she was like, I totally think you could do that. I think if you're hitting, I bet you could do that within 2-3 months. You could totally do that. And so I was like, okay, done. So I sign up, and then she's like, hey, first let's sign up your husband. Hold the phone. I gotta, what? And I'm not, no. I already don't know how I'm gonna pay this $17 fee plus this $100 bet. Now I gotta buy a second $100. No. AKA sit there for 6 weeks doing a whole lot of nothing. And I had you got it, good job. I had a really bad day at my transcription job, and it kind of hit me that like, okay, I can, what? Yeah, I'll hold you very quick as long as you're not talking, okay? So I had this realization that, okay, I could sign him up and I could get him a challenge pack with packets, and then I could like sell them as samples or whatever. That was the thing we did back then before we had Energize and Recover. And what if I literally made enough money from being healthy and going all in on my journey and then just selling these like extra packety things I order under my husband? What if I actually made enough money I could quit my transcription job? What if I stopped focusing on going Emerald? What if I stopped stressing about Success Starter? What if I stopped stressing about how expensive this is? What if I literally made enough money to quit my transcription job? That was like a real, tangible, I will know when I hit it kind of goal. And so I would wake up and I would close my eyes and I would visualize like what my day would look like, what I would do. And then I would do my transcription crap, and then I would sneak in a really fast power hour. And okay, I knew you wouldn't want to sit here for very long. And that, it worked really fast. It took 6 weeks, and I'd surpassed my transcription income, and I quit my job, and it was amazing. And I still have days that I'm like, I'm so thankful I don't do that anymore. And that was almost 6 years ago. That's all of them, baby, because I think this one's broken. So then, like I said, I went diamond, yay, happy joy, I'm doing all these things. What if I could make enough that I'm covering my mortgage? That'd be rad. So within Emma, you're gonna go in timeout, sweetheart. Those are the markers, okay? Thank you. Oh my heavens above, she's never like this when I do golf. Babe, what's the problem? You want the other markers? Okay, I don't have any other ones, baby. That's all the markers. These are pens. She wants to color on a whiteboard with pens. Okay, you can have that. It's a pen, but okay, whatever. Oh my gosh. So what if I can make enough to cover my mortgage? That'd be cool. So then I did that. And I was like, okay, well, this is way more than I ever thought I was going to do with this. Like, I don't know that I'm going to. So guess what? That's when you get stuck. When there's no like next thing you're pushing for, that's when you get stuck. And I sat there for 2 years because I couldn't figure out, because I'd already hit like way beyond what I ever thought I would do with this. And so as a result, you self-sabotage. You hit limiting beliefs. You don't focus on working hard. It's okay. I'll do it again tomorrow. Like, I don't need to do a power hour today. Oh, it's okay. I didn't do my invites today. It's okay. I'll just do double tomorrow. Like, that's when all that crap starts to happen. Okay. So sat there. Emma, will you shut the door? So sat there for 2.5 years, feeling pretty stuck, and hit this massive, and honestly, I shouldn't have been stuck. My life was freaking falling apart. We had the following summer from when I signed up, my husband unexpectedly lost his job. And after he had the same job for 11 years, he was going to retire there. He had been there, like, he didn't go to school. This was like the game plan. And he unexpectedly lost his job and got a new job that paid like pennies. But I'll just make Beachbody work. It's fine. This will be great. And we'll be like the national wake-up call. Nope, that didn't work. That didn't work because I wasn't willing to work hard. And money doesn't magically show up just because you're feeling stressed. That's not quite how it works. And so he ended up having to quit. And he had to go get this other job that was construction. He lived in another state. He was gone all the time. I was sleeping next to a loaded gun. It was horrible. We got pregnant when we were not supposed to because I have an autoimmune disease, and then ended up miscarrying, and that was really scary. And then our dog got hit by a car while he was gone in front of me and our then 2-year-old, and my life was just falling apart. And that was not enough for me to pull my head out and like actually send invites. And it was yeah, I'm pushing for elite. I don't know what I thought I was doing. I posted on social media every day, and I thought that was going to take me to elite. Just so you know, that's not how you hit elite. And that I couldn't figure out why I was always hitting Success Club on the last day of the month. Well, it's because I had no follow-up system, and I didn't ever invite anybody. And that I just couldn't seem to figure it out. And my life was falling apart. Not enough for me to figure out what I'm doing wrong, though. And fast forward to the next summer. We were pregnant with her. I was sicker than a dog. Husband's back working out of state, sleeping next to a gun. I'm sleeping 18 hours a day because I cannot get out of bed because I'm sicker than all get out. Our now 3-year-old is growing up seeing her dad on FaceTime. My marriage is falling apart because I never see my spouse. And yeah, he makes great money, but I feel like I'm a single mom, and he loves it. He loves his job. He's probably about to get promoted. He's talking about signing on with this crew long term. And I'm like, what in the ever loving, I can't do this for the rest of my life. And so then it like, okay, what am I going to do? I can't do this forever. And I got myself all panicked and hot and bothered when I was like a week away from giving birth to her, and I thought I put myself in labor, and I started having contractions. So I called him and was like, I'm in labor. I called the hospital. They want me to come in and get checked because I was like 39 and a half weeks pregnant. That just reminded me of the Grinch where he says 39 and a half foot pole. 39 and a half weeks pregnant, and I'm like, you got to come home because I'm going to the hospital. You got to come home. And he was like, I can't. I'm sorry. They know you're about to have a baby. They know you're getting induced next week. We're almost done with this road. I can't come home. He's 8 hours away. And I like literally, I remember it like yesterday, just something snapped in my head that like, I can't do this anymore. What if I figure out what it is I'm doing wrong with coaching and I fix it so that I can make enough money that he can get a different job? My upline at the time was making, again, insert income disclaimer, like $13,000 to $14,000 per month, and her upline was making $50,000 a month. How come I can't figure out how to make like 5? Like I could, like 5 would change my whole life. My upline makes 50. I could figure this out. What if I could figure this out? And what if I could make enough that he could switch jobs and then he could be home for baths and bedtime and dinner, and I could go to sleep next to him and wake up in the morning next to him, and he's here for our life, for bonfires and swimming and memories. And what if he was here instead of there because I figured this out? And I woke up every day, and P.S. he was totally on the way home, and he totally lied, and he met me at the hospital, and I wasn't really in labor, and I didn't really have my baby. But until when we were supposed to. But that moment still, like, everything flipped. But I woke up literally every day with a brand new baby. Morning routines suck when you have a brand new baby, just in case you didn't know. And I woke up every day with that, like, vision of, like, what if I could do this, and what would it feel like, and literally pictured it. And when you can get really good at picturing every day at what's missing, you will create the, like, it will come true. Like, I fully believe that, because you get yourself in that high frequency, insert all the freaky voodoo weird, just weird things that people talk about in personal development books. It starts to happen. That shit's real. And it's real. And within a couple of months of my husband, or of, like, starting to visualize this, we were able to do it. My husband was able to switch jobs, and it was great. And oh my gosh. And then this is the last one I'm going to tell you. And then we went to Disneyland, and it was, I'm going to get emotional. It was 3 years ago today. We were in Disneyland for my mom's birthday. She took everybody to Disneyland for her 50th birthday. I hadn't been to Disneyland since I was a kid. My kids had never been. Jake had never been since he was like 2, so he had, like, no recollection of Disneyland at all. And I had been one of those people that thought Disney was just, like, overpriced. Like, this is so stupid. You spend how much to walk through? What on earth? And we go, and it was great. It was so magical. But that element of, like, this is so expensive was still, like, very there. And it's my mom's birthday, so she has this big happy birthday button and the big, like, over the top birthday cupcake hat situation. And so we're getting stopped like 100 times a day in the park because people are telling her happy birthday, and everybody's telling her happy birthday. And my little 4-year-old, now 4-year-old at the time, goes, "Mom, everybody keeps telling Grammy for her happy birthday. I want to come to Disneyland on my birthday. I want everyone to tell me happy birthday." Ha, ha, ha. Disneyland is 3 states away from where we live. It's a 12-hour drive. Plus, it's like $1 billion of breath in this park. Like, we're not coming to Disneyland for your birthday, kid. Like, Mom just brought Dad home. Can you be happy Dad's home? Like, can we that? But then she came home and she kept bringing it up. Could we go to Disneyland for my birthday? Could we go to Disneyland for my birthday? Yeah, maybe, whatever. Stop asking me this. And then I pulled out a calendar, and I saw that her birthday is January 10th, which was the 2nd Friday in January, which is the day they call to tell you you've hit elite. What if I was in Disneyland with the castle behind me, and the Walt and Mickey statue with the purple flowers and the trees and the rose gold ears and the goofy matching t-shirts, and my daughter's dressed like to the nines in the Belle poofy situation with this stupid button. And she gets to go to Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique, and the fairy godmother does her hair and her makeup on her birthday. And Doug Moss calls to tell me that I hit elite on her birthday in Disneyland with the castle behind me. What if I could do that? And so I woke up every day, and I envisioned the hotel room and the ears and the shirt and her dress and what the day, like, we're going to wake up and we're going to eat this and we're going to ride this ride, and then she's going to go to the boutique, and then we're going to go to breakfast with the characters, and then we're going to, like, plan the whole trip out. She helped me plan the trip. It got to the point she would pull out the map. And part of our, like, vision exercise every day, part of our vision exercise every day together was that we would talk about her birthday trip to Disneyland that we were going to plan. I was a 2-star, y'all. We were not going to hit elite. But we literally every day, what if? And I would envision, and then I would get up and work for it. And guess what? It totally happened. I totally got the elite call. The first time I hit elite, I was in Disneyland when Doug Moss called me with the castle behind me, and they were right about to renovate the castle. It was literally the last day you could see the castle before they put all the cardboard crap up over it. And so literally if they called the next day, the castle would not have been in my vision. But the castle was there. It's in the background of my pictures. And now my office is all Disney, and one of the ears, right? My finger won't go. There. Those are the ears I was wearing. And that it like, that became like this what if. So the thing is, you have to, the vitals are a thing. Like you've got to be proof the product works, which AKA you're getting results you can't help but talk about. That's what it means. It doesn't mean I did my workout, I drank my shake, I checked my box, I'm proof my product works. It means you're getting results you can't help but shut up about. That means you're using the nutrition. You're doing 2B Mindset and Ultimate Portion Fix. You are getting results as a result of using Recover. You are obsessed with Shakeology and drink it every day, rain or shine. Even if you're drinking it at midnight, you're not going to go to bed without drinking it because you know it's making you feel a difference. I don't think anybody needs to be told to drink Energize, but like you know what I mean? You're getting results from your nutrition and from your workouts. You're doing something you love. You are so obsessed with what you're doing, you can't help but talk about it, okay? That's vital number one. Vital number two, you're doing the friggin' tracker every day, 5 to 6 days a week. I'm a big believer that you don't do it one day a week so that you got a day to recharge. For me, that's Sundays. But other than that, you're doing it start to finish. That means you're doing your invites every day. I'm not saying you need to do 100 invites a day. I do 10 invites a day. Okay, that's 50 a week, 52 weeks a year over the last 3.5 years since that shift happened in my brain. Guess what? That's added up to 10,000 invites. Okay, that's 10 a day makes a difference. It will move your business forward if you're consistent. Okay, 10 a day, 6 months ago, that's not going to do crap. But if you're doing 10 a day, 5 days a week, like that's going to move you somewhere. Okay. That you've got a follow-up system, that you're keeping track of the people who ask for information, that you are posting consistently, that you're making it clear with call to actions that people understand they can join you, okay? All the scraps on the business activity tracker. You actually do it, all the things. And you are so like 75 hard mindset with it that you won't go to bed till it's done. Like that kind of, because I've done that. I've literally walked at 1:30 a.m. outside with a flashlight and a gun because I was not gonna go to bed without doing my outdoor workout. And that that's the attitude you have with your tracker, that you will do it even if it's really late, and that will suck, and you will only do it once, and then after that you will get your crap together and manage your time better so you don't have to do it at night again. But that like, okay, that sucked, I don't want to do that again, that doesn't happen until you draw the line in the sand and you realize how much it sucked. But if you tell yourself, oh, today was a bad day, I'll do double up tomorrow, guess what? No, you won't. No, you won't. So that attitude of like, I won't go to bed till it's done with your tracker is so huge. Vital number two. Vital number three, you actually get people results. This is not a transactional business. This is not a transactional business. It's transformative business. So you've got to help people get results. You are running a challenge group you care about, you're excited about, that you're actually helping the people in there get results, that you are familiar with the nutrition videos, the Nutrition Plus stuff, that you're actually finishing programs, that you're aware of how they work, that you have Shakeology recipes that work, that you know how to implement beach bars and what they count as for 2B Mindset and what they count as for the container. Like you actually have this knowledge. And again, this doesn't mean you know everything because everybody's new, but that you're working on it every day, that you're learning how this stuff works so that you can help people get results. And in terms of helping people get results when it comes to bringing in a new coach, basically it just means that if your coaches mimicked you, they would get results. Are you setting an example for your coaches coming in that if they mimicked you, they'd get results? I think we overcomplicate the crap out of this, get people results. Run a challenge group that if people check into, they'll get good results. Be a kind of coach that is doing the things that if your coaches mimicked you, they'd get results too. Okay, that's what get people results means. And the last one, favorite one, personal development. Make sure that if you're limiting belief, and biggest thing you're struggling with right now is your husband's not very supportive because you're always on your phone and you're always scrolling and why are you always on your phone? This is so annoying. Why can't you spend more time with me? And you're doing for personal development a leadership book because if I was a better leader, then maybe people would join me. No. Your problem's not leadership, okay? Problem is like time management and the fact that you're scrolling your phone and that you're not being productive with your time. Or so maybe you need to read like Eat That Frog from Brian Tracy so that you can learn how to like do the thing that you're putting off. Or maybe you need 5-second rules. So you can 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go send your invites. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, do your follow-ups. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, do your posts. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, do your call to action. Whoa, hey shit, look at that, we're done. And it took like 8 minutes, okay? This is not, it's not hard. What we do is not hard, but we make it hard. We put it off all day long. That's us. That's not Beachbody. That's not the tracker. That's not the system. That's us. So maybe it's a thing that you're struggling with and you need like 5-second rule. Maybe it's a thing where you're struggling with, you got too much on your plate and you say yes to too many things. So we need to read like Essentialism, where we learn how to pursue less, but more of the right things. So we're saying no to certain things so we can say hell yes to other things. Okay. Maybe we got a marriage issue going on that we got to like read a marriage book, maybe whatever, but that's not leadership. And that's, I think so many people misunderstand what personal development is, and their book's not lined up right. So when you line up the 4 vitals, back up, once you have your thing, that's your like, what if, that's not a Beachbody word, that is a tangible, physical, you will know when you did it. I made enough money, I can quit my transcription job. I made enough money that my husband can quit his construction job and he can get a new job. I get the elite call in Disneyland on my daughter's birthday. These are like check mark boxable things that you will know when you hit it. If you have those things that you will know when you hit it, and it's something you really, truly care about. Tell you what, I have said that like, I want to pay off my car. That does not motivate me. And it probably should, but it doesn't. Okay. That's okay. Each individual person's different. I know for me, one of my biggest things that was driving me when I signed up to be a coach is I saw my upline post that with part of her weekly paycheck, she was able to go to the gun store and buy her husband a Glock with part of her weekly paycheck as a surprise for him. And that literally was the day that I messaged her. I was a coach already, but I wasn't doing anything. And I messaged her and was like, what am I doing wrong? Tell me what I'm doing wrong, because I want to do that. I remember the picture that I remember everything about this post, because everything flipped in my brain, that was like I want that. And it took me years, but buying my husband a Glock for his birthday with part of my weekly paycheck was one of my favorite things I've ever bought him for his birthday. And he still is like, I can't believe you're buying a Glock for my birthday. And everybody at the gun store was like, man, can you give tips to my wife? I want my wife to buy me a Glock for my birthday, like as a surprise. This is great. And that's it. But maybe that doesn't motivate you. Maybe that doesn't motivate your husband. That motivated me. Okay. Maybe you're not motivated by Disneyland. Maybe you're husband loves his job and you love his job. And this isn't about like, if your story is not identical to mine, this won't work for you. This is about finding the thing that you are so fired up about, that you are willing to work hard, that it's something you can get soon. This is not like, okay, I'm going to work so hard and put in all this time so that in 60 years we can buy a $20 million house in the Bahamas. No, okay? We're talking something like, in theory, you can do in the next year. Something big that's going to push you, but it's something you really care about. That is not a Beachbody word. The Beachbody word is the how. Diamond and SC10 is how I made enough to quit my transcription job. Going elite is, or not even going elite, starting to figure out my Success Club crap is how I made enough money to bring my husband home, and having a second CVC really helps. So my gosh, run for 2-star. Don't run for diamond, boo, run for 2-star. And going elite is how Disneyland with 1 week's paycheck happened. Okay. Elite is how, it's not the why, okay? And it's not the what, it's the how. So your Beachbody word should be your how. You need to have a what, you need to have a why that are real, normal words, and then you make sure the vitals are lined up. And then it is literally just a straight shot to success, because when you know why you want to do this and you feel urgent and this is something you want really badly, and you will focus on it, then you will show up for your program that you're loving, because you're doing something that you love and you're getting results. And you will eat foods that make you feel your best, and you will do personal development that's overcoming your biggest obstacles, and you will do your tracker, and you will utilize the life power hours that we have, and you will plug into your challenge groups and make sure that you're giving them an awesome experience and leaning into your coaches and loving on them and supporting them and mentoring them and all the things. And then holy crap, look at that, I woke up and I had my goals. Like, I really, really, really do believe, because it's happened to me so many times in my business, that it truly is that simple. I really believe that when you are in alignment, that what you want is something you want so badly, and it's not a Beachbody word, but you understand what Beachbody word you need to tie into it, and you line the vitals up, it is game on. Okay, so that's like how I've been able to keep going through the business. That's how, when I've had like horrible obstacles and things come up and I've been able to kind of brush myself off and keep going, it's been because of that, because I've gotten really clear again on what I want. And when my whole freaking team quit in the end of 2019 and I had to brush myself off through 2020, it's because I got really clear on what I wanted last year. And so is this going to be the story? Am I walking away from Beachbody? Like, what is the story here? And getting clear on what I wanted and getting clear on what I was willing to show up for, that will make it so you will keep going despite the suck. So, does that, okay. So questions, comments, all the things. Let's talk about this. So Chelsea said, I think somewhere I get caught up is I know what I want, but I get super overwhelmed with getting there, maybe a little terrified. So get more specific with me. Like, are you talking about your goals? Like, you know what your goals are, but you get overwhelmed with them?
Yes.
How so?
Like right now, I feel like I have like a lump in my throat. Like I don't know, like, and like we're doing like a book club, and like a lot of what you were saying tonight was kind of tying back into that. Because we're doing You Are a Badass at Making Money, and like I think mine is like I have a decent, like I have a good job, and like, you know, we're really comfortable, and like, but I don't want to work my job anymore. And it's
Actually, she likes her job, but she hates her job, if that makes sense. She's a counselor. She wants to be able to like help people.
Okay, all the thoughts about this. Okay, You Are a Badass at Making Money. You Are a Badass at Making Money is one of my favorite books in the whole world. I love that book so much. Okay, so this is when there's a thing, and this is when it's so hard, especially if I think this happens to everyone, but especially if you're a Christian, there's this weird thing that happens in our head that like, if we're not content and grateful for what God gave us and we want more, that there's like something wrong with us, and there's like this weird thing that happens. So that whole like, I want to bring him, I want to switch my job. It's a good job and I like my job, but I also don't really want to work there. That was 1,000% my husband's job. It's a good job. He makes great money, friggin' best insurance on the planet. But I hate his job. But I can't make that much money. And that's okay. That right there, that whole process, that you literally write it on a piece of paper. And it sounds horrible and it's going to suck so much. But you literally go through the process of, this is called discovering limiting beliefs. I'm not kidding. It sucks. So if you take my advice and you do this project, get ready because it sucks. But you write down every mean inner bitch thing that's happening in your head and you write them all down. I can't do this because what if I do it and people quit, and I'm not a good enough leader, and I'm not Beachbody Barbie, and I don't have a big enough following, and I'm not motivating enough, and I've never been good at this before, why would I be good now? And everybody else sign up quits, and I have 6 coaches right now and none of them are emerald, let alone diamond. I can't do it. Like all those things that you think, you literally get them out of your head and on paper. Number 1, literally. And the more, the better. I fully believe that if a coach does this exercise and only one thing comes out, they are not being honest with themselves about what they want and what's in their way, because you've got some bull crap happening in your head. Everybody does. Everybody does. And when you can get clear and honest about that, it will whatever. So number 1, you write it all out, and it sucks. It sucks, but you write it all out. And then number 2 you find proof that that statement isn't true. So Beachbody Barbie, let's talk about that one. Thank you. That was one of my, I'll fix it. It's okay. One of my biggest blocks for a really long time is I can't be good at this because I'm not Beachbody Barbie. My upline is Beachbody Barbie. And like Lindsay Matway, Bonnie Engel, Emily Favre, Ashley Molstad, like, have you looked at the top 10 recently? All the Beachbody Barbies. And I said this limiting belief out loud to my mindset coach. Okay, clean the board. And was like, I can't do it because Beachbody Barbie, blah, 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 blah. And he came back and said, have you ever heard of Scotty Hobbs or Jamie Fitzpatrick? They're men. They're not even women. Like, they're not Beachbody Barbie. And that was like, oh. And then Micah, my upline was in the room, Micah Folsom. She was like, dude, I'm not Beachbody Barbie. Are you freaking kidding? And I was like, oh. And Micah's like, she's a superstar 3. She's been in the top 10. So I'm like, oh, you're right. Okay, maybe you don't have to be. Okay. So then you literally start writing down the proof that this thing isn't true. So if you have a limiting belief, I can't be successful at this business because I have kids and I'm not willing to hire a nanny. Legit limiting belief for years I had, because every successful coach in this company has a nanny, and if they have little kids, and I wasn't willing to do that. And so that literally, because Ashley Molstad, Micah, my upline, blah, 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 I can sit here and list I had all the proof. And then I did this limiting belief exercise that I had to look for proof. Who's someone successful who doesn't have a nanny but has kids? And had to like, oh, okay. So it is possible. Well, I'm not Danielle Natoni abs. Like at the time when I delivered her, when I like found out how many limited beliefs I had, I was 280 pounds. Like, I am not Miss Skinny Beachbody Barbie. So I'm not skinny enough to be successful at this. And okay, so who are coaches that I look up to who aren't stick skinny? Who are coaches that I look up to who have a transformation similar to mine? And they're not that Danielle Natoni is one of my favorite coaches in the whole freaking company, but not those stories. And for me, Lori Stewart was one of those coaches that was very like, Lori is proof. Because Lori, especially Lori's story with Country Heat, I don't know how many of you guys have been around that long, but Lori's story with Country Heat was very like, she had gotten results before. She felt like an idiot because she'd regained them back, and she got freaking shredded doing one of my favorite programs we offer. Lori Stewart is proof. Melissa Brewer is another coach. She's in my team. She's a 2B Mindset girl. In my head, you don't get results from 2B Mindset. You have to do the containers because this person, like literally my brain can list all the people that I admire in this business who get incredible results because they do the containers. That's no. Lori has a story like mine. Lori is proof that I can do this. Melissa has a story like mine. She did 2B Mindset. She's proof that I can do this. And it literally, you just retrain your brain to look for just a couple pieces of proof that BS thing isn't true. And then you do PD about those things. And that literally, I just went off on the randomest tangent. But when it comes to like the block of, I think I want this, but I'm overwhelmed and I'm paralyzed and whatever, that's because you're hitting a limiting belief. So you have to like give it a name and do not go through this exercise in your head. Like, you literally got to do it on paper because it's so empowering to look at it and like, that's not even true. Because your brain will literally start to like, but that's not true. That's not even true. And you start to see how dumb it is. And then you can work your way through it. Did that make sense? I just talked so much. Did that make sense?
No, that helped a lot.
Okay. And it seriously, the worst thing that your brain can do is like, but I'm content with my job. Like, but if you really want it, if you really, really, really want it, go get it. Like, go do that thing that makes you like, we call it the Micah game. That my upline now, again, insert income disclaimer, makes over $100,000 a month. So Jake and I sit and talk about that, and that's not including bonuses. And she's a superstar 3. 15-star bonus is $45,000 a quarter. She gets 3 times every 3 months. It's fine. It's fine. So say, okay, $100,000 a month. We're making $100,000 a month. Do we still live in this house? No, we sure don't. The house has a pool and it's on acres and there's horses and it's in the mountains and our next neighbor is like 10 acres away and it is probably in our same state, but it's not, whatever. And like, so that instantly answers the question of, well, but I like our house. Okay, but do I like our house enough that I'd live here if I made it? No, I don't. No, it would be different. Okay, we're making $100,000 a month. Jake, would you still work where you work? Because he works again now because he got bored. Would you still work where you work? Yeah, he would. He loves his job, loves it. And he's not doing it for the money. He's doing it because it makes him happy. Would you still work there? Yeah. Okay, we know we're on the right track like that. So play that game in your brain. If I was making $10,000, $20,000 a month, whatever with coaching, would I still work here? Would I still live here? Would I still drive this car? Would I still whatever? And that helps your brain like, okay, no, I'm actually not as content as I'm trying to tell myself I am. And no, that actually is something I want, clearly. Because my brain was like, if I made $5,000 a month, would Jake still work there? No, he sure would not. No, he wouldn't. And that's what showed my brain, like, you don't like Jake's job as much as you're telling yourself you do. Because if you made more money, you would change this situation. And therefore, this is something you want. So go make more money. And you do that because you're reminded of the thing that you want and you're willing to work hard for. Does that make sense? Okay, what else? That one is right here.
You said you made a few tweaks a couple times. You're like, oh, I made a few tweaks right in here. Can you give us a couple of those tweaks?
It was literally what I just said. I'd get really clear on my goal and I'd get really clear on the vitals. The whole concept of I'm doing all the things and nothing is working, that's not a thing. And every time I catch myself like I'm doing like that, literally I did this last year, 2020. I'm doing all the things and no one in my coach will rank advance. Yeah, thank you. No one in my team is rank advancing. I can't sign up any coaches. Everybody's quitting. But I'm doing all the things. It's just not working. No, you're not. There's no such thing as doing all the things. No such thing. And getting really clear on like, okay, well, Ashley, stop. We don't say that phrase. So what's actually going on? What do we actually need to change? Which vital is not lined up right now? What is and if there ever miraculously was a moment that I'm like, actually, I really am doing good at all 4 vitals. P.S. I've never, ever, 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 ever once felt stuck when I was nailing all 4 of the vitals, like actually nailing them is just not a thing. But if some miracle, I was still feeling stuck, it's because my why is not clear in a non-Beachbody word. It's because my why has turned into because I want to be 4-time elite. Okay, but why does my 7, she's now 7, it's so crazy to me because she was 18 months when I signed up to coach. Why does my 7-year-old care if I'm 4-time elite? She doesn't. Why does my husband care if I'm 4-time elite? He doesn't. That can't be my why. That's not a why. And anytime I feel stuck, it's because I'm focusing on the Beachbody word. Because I want to be 10-star in time for summit qualifications. Because that's not a thing. That's not a thing. So anytime I feel stuck and I need to make a tweak, it's lining up with that. Making sure that what it is I'm pursuing is not a Beachbody word. And it's something I actually care about and want to work hard for. And a really good indication of that is something that you can close your eyes and visualize every day as part of your morning routine for at least 5 minutes. And I've had lots of things that like I said, pay off my car. I can't close my eyes and visualize for 5 minutes how great it's going to be when my car is paid off. There are people who can. So that's not a bad thing. I can't do that. That I would be like, it's been 10 seconds. Am I done yet? Like that doesn't light me up. So, but my thing that I'm pushing for right now is a condo. I mean, not a condo, a cabin in the woods. I want a cabin and I can see it. I know exactly what it looks like. I know what the deck looks like. I know how the inside's decorated. I look at the decorations at Hobby Lobby every time I go that are like cabin themed. And I know what the view out the master window is going to look like. And there's going to be deer tracks in the winter in the snow. And like, we're going to have a garage that has like 4-wheelers that stay up there so that we can hike and explore. And we bring our dogs up with us. And like, I can see this cabin. That we do not have a cabin. No one in my family's ever owned a cabin. Like this is not, a thing, but it's gonna be a thing. And it's a thing that Jake has just had to wrap his brain around the fact that I want a cabin. And it's something that he knows that I'm pushing hard for because and now he's getting on board with it. And like my kids know, I talk about this all the time with my kids, that like my daughter knows that mom wants to work really hard because mom wants a cabin. And we started looking at property online a week ago. Are we buying a cabin anytime soon? No, we sure are not. But it's like I can visualize it. It's a thing I really want. And anytime that things start to feel out of alignment, it's because I don't have a thing that I can visualize for 5 minutes. And if you can't visualize it that long, it's not something you actually want. You just kind of want it. And that won't be enough to push you. It's got to be something you want so badly that you can easily lose yourself daydreaming about it. That's not a Beachbody word. It's not standing on stage at Summit. It's, as Danielle Natoni calls it, the crotch lanyard. It's not those things. It's not Beachbody words. It's real life things. To help? You guys have good questions. I love these. Okay, anything else? Do you know your thing? Do you guys know your, like, because I know you guys, Heather and I have been talking about the push group thing you guys have coming up, and it sounds friggin' epic. I love push groups so much. Push groups is how I went. That's like when things lined up for me, that I figured out what my goals were, and that I wanted to quit my transcription job, and then a push group opened up that Lori Stewart was in and Danielle Natoni was in it, and I went diamond by the time that group was over. And that was still like one of the, oh, thank you. She's matching up the markers. That's not even a little bit close to how those match up, but it's fine. Thank you so much. That push groups are huge. So, but a push group is not going to do squat for you if you're not super, super, super clear on your non-Beachbody why. So do you guys know what your why is that are like non-Beachbody words? Yeah, I'm seeing some nods. Good. Hi, look at you. Now she's going out. Now that we're like about to hop off the call. Now she's going out. It's great. I love my children. Okay, well, if you don't have your thing, find it, because it's a sticking point, and your thing is going to change. You're going to have things that you're like, this is my thing, and then you're going to get going, and you're like, that actually isn't my thing, because I can't daydream about that for 5 minutes. Like, I don't get as excited about that as I thought I would. That's not my thing, and that's okay. You just find a new thing. And anytime I've gotten stuck, it's because my thing that I'm telling myself is my thing, it's not really my thing. So you got to give yourself like permission to let the goal change, permission to let the time frame be flexible. But when you find the thing that you want, you go at it with everything you have. So, and seriously, visualize it every day. It is the most powerful thing ever to visualize it every day. Okay?
I have a question really fast. So
Yeah.
do you think that this would benefit them to do this before our kickoff call on Thursday for the push group?
Yes.
So those will like to have a clear understanding before we even start this group, you guys.
Yes. Oh, yes. You got to be Loctite clear before that group starts. This is not something to figure out mid-group. This is something you figure out the beginning of the group, because then you start with fire and momentum. You want to hear a great way to be frustrated in a push group? Slack off the first 3 weeks and then try to make up all the work the last little bit. It will suck. It will be terrible. Go into the group and like start on fire and stay caught up and make time for the assignments. And you only will do that if you are very clear on what you want this group to do for you by the end, and how this lines up with where you're trying to go. Like, it makes all the difference when those things are lined up.
Any more questions? Are we excited? I'm excited.
Ashley, that was great. Thank you.
Of course. And seriously, I'm excited for you guys. This push group sounds freaking rad. Y'all are in like one of the best teams in the whole freaking company. And you guys are my people. You guys understand the problem, quote unquote, that happens when you got a lot of successful uplines. And when you like start to wonder, like, where do I fit in here? Because my upline is successful and her upline successful and her upline successful and her upline successful. I go up like 19 literally, I think I go up 9 elite generations if you like count them all up before you hit someone who either sucks or is at the top. Like there's a whole crap load of elites above me. And so it was very hard at the beginning to like, where do I fit in, and why do I matter, and how can I do this where these people are all so blah, 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 blah. But that is honestly one of the biggest blessings in this business, when you can shift that mindset to being thankful for being in a team like this, instead of being frustrated or downtrodden or overwhelmed or any of that stuff. When you really appreciate the fact that you get groups like this, that you get to do push groups with however many elite coaches, y'all, that is freaking baller that you guys have this. And not even that it's other elite coaches, they're elite coaches in your team. Like these are like, it's just so friggin' rad. So I hope you guys like fully wrap your brain around that, because there's a lot of coaches in this company that don't have anybody, and they don't get push groups, and they don't get access to learning from lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of elite coaches in very high energy groups, because they don't have leaders who show up, and you guys do. So be thankful, because it makes everything better when you have a leader that's someone you want to follow. And Heather, I freaking love you.
It's just fun. And you guys just please always remember, like, I'm Lori's first elite coach. So it does take time, and it does take, you know, we all have struggles, just like Ashley said too. So just because you might be a drop diamond doesn't mean you can't end the year elite, right? Guess what? I'm a 2-star right now. And guess what? I will not go back 5-star with the same people that got me 5-star in December. 100% guaranteed.
I'm a 7-star who is a 5-star that I will not go 7-star again with the people who made me 7-star before. And my 5-star is not the people who made me 5-star before. And most of them are not the people who are part of 7-star. Like, that's just not how it works. So that's the other thing. People quit. People cancel. That's not you, that's them. You cannot take that personal. When you have discounters quit, when you have emeralds quit, when you have diamonds quit. It sucks so bad. Oh, it's terrible. It's terrible, especially when they're your friends, but it's not you, and you have to keep going because people quit. That's just part of how the business works. So when you get the cancellations, don't take it personal, because it happens, y'all. It happens. It happens to everybody. Micah lost an elite coach when I was 1-star, and I like clung to that with my whole soul, that like, okay, I lost an emerald today. I'm the worst coach ever. Oh, but Micah lost an elite coach, and I think Micah's the greatest person that ever walked the planet. So maybe it's not just me who loses builders. Maybe it's not just me. And that was very like, it's not just me. It's not just me. It's not just me. It's not just you. That has people fall off. It's not just you. So don't let that crap get in your head, because it's not just you, and you're not doing something wrong.
You know, I think too, Ashley, it's the fact that we don't normalize, like we haven't normalized talking about the actual shit that goes on, because when you look at most people, they don't talk about that stuff. And that's the one thing that this push group's going to do, is all of us in there have said, look, like, we're going to tell the reality of it, because we need to normalize that.
Yep. Oh, and that's exactly, and that's why I love, there's something, oh, you guys, that alone is worth getting in the group for. Hearing people normalize their failures and their struggles and whatever in this business is life-changing. We were not going to hit 3-time elite, and I was like freaking the freak out in November, and we were still at 3-star. I needed 2 more diamonds to pop, because we hadn't been lifetime 5-star all year. That's one of the requirements for elite. Even though I'm a lifetime 7-star, I had been a paid 5-star all year. Freaking the freak out, and came into one of the threads and was like feeling like I was about to freaking get fired as a coach because I felt so horrible. And Micah came in and was like, well, you know what? For the first time ever, I don't think we're going to get a single 15-star bonus, because my first CBC is 12-star, and my second is 6, and my third CBC is 2-star. It's a 15-star account that was at 2-star. And then I was like, wait, this happens to you too? Like, it was very it's not just me. And she totally normalized. They're like, yeah, people decide that they say they want this and they really don't. And they quit and they drop off and you got to rebuild. And I'm placing in my first right now to get it back. And where she had been working on building her 5th or 6th or 8th, I don't even know how many CBCs Micah has, but like, not kidding. But like she normalized the like, okay, it's not just me. Like, and it helps so much when you know it's not just you, because your people will not stick around forever. Like that's a surefire way to shoot your business in the foot, is slow down because you think your people are going to stay forever. Because my gosh, that's the one thing I wish I could go back and tell myself. Elite 2018 Ashley, who's so excited that she locked Elite. I wish I could go tell her, like, they won't stay forever. Don't stop. Because I slowed down all the momentum because they were all going to stay forever. That's not how it works. Not how it works. In my 2020 Elite team, or 2021, the work we did in 2020 that celebrated in 2021, only one person is here that was here either of the previous 2 times we were Elite. One. Like, they won't stay. People don't stay. So you gotta keep going. And hopefully your guys' numbers are significantly higher than that. Like I said, my team got gutted the end of 2019. But people don't stay. So don't stop, because they don't stay forever.
That's not a bad thing to talk about either. So don't freak out, but just know that it happens to all of us. And Ashley, I really thank you for your time. Like, honestly, I love how raw and real this actual like recording was.
Oh, this got real. This got real.
This was like real life, people. But
this was real life.
If you need like raw and real, go follow her, honestly. There's never been like a time where I'm like, God, I'm like comparing myself to her, because that's not who she is. So but honestly, just get out there and, like, you know, like I've said before, your vitals. But I think this is a game changer, even with the tweaks that we have to make, because I want to be able to get real clear. And I'm going to challenge all of you guys to do that before we have our kickoff call on Thursday for the group that starts. So Ashley, thank you again. I will get this recording, and I'm so proud of you for finishing your workouts before this call tonight.
Thank you. Me too, especially because it's pitch black and it's windy outside.
Yes,
so I'm super glad I don't have to go outside right now.
Let you guys, if you have any other questions, just let me know. I can ask her, or just go ask her. Like, that's what I did. I was like, hey, do you want to like go talk? Don't be afraid to ask. So
Oh, yeah. I'm an open book. Yeah, y'all can always message me. So
yes. But I hope everybody has a great night, and I'll make sure to get this recording to you guys as soon as possible. Bye, guys.